Okay, I'm a host. I host travelers. This is a guest from India, northern India. We've been sharing interesting conversations, and I thought it'd be good to put it on video and share it with the world. So here we are.
Thank you.
So let's start. I don't know that much about India, but I remember talking with an old traveler who liked to spend time in India, and he told me that it's the highest level of service in the world in India. Phenomenal service.
I won't say the highest form. Maybe there are people who do a better service, but back in India, we have a philosophy. It's a quote called Atithi Devo Bhava, which means Atithi, which is a person or a guest who comes unannounced to your doorstep, is like a devta or a god. So we treat those people as gods, and it is sometimes the philosophy of many Indian companies, a lot of Indian companies, like during the Taj attacks, the 2008 attacks, the staff was actually putting their own life in danger to save the people during the Pan Am attacks, the hijacking. Neerja Bhanot was the lead crew member. She endangered her life to save the life of passengers. And there are many other examples. Like these are the ones which are the most popular ones, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wasn't aware of those attacks. I'd forgotten about those attacks.
Those were tough times, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But we have gotten back. So, yeah, we were. There were a lot of anti terrorist forces started after that. And the Mumbai police, to be specific, came out as performing much better than what was expected or what they were trained to do. So one of the things they did great was to catch one of the terrorists alive, Kasab, I think. So Kasab was captured alive, and the person who captured him died during the capture. So yeah, he was one of the pivotal moments in turning the tide and catching the rest of the people. So then we knew how many people were there. Then we knew what their motives were, where they came from, and everything else. So yes,
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So the other thing that I learned about India is your food. Uh, High level food. A lot of vegetarian food.
yeah. In India, a lot of people, actually more than half of the people, are vegetarians. And yeah, there's one major difference which I would like to clarify between vegans and vegetarians is we consume dairy products. So, and I would say a lot portion of our daily meal consists of dairy products, like clarified butter or ghee comes out of dairy products. Cottage cheese or paneer comes out of dairy products.
Uh,
Milk comes out of dairy products. The most famous drink in India, chai, consists of dairy products, milk. Then curd or yogurt, you consume it a lot. That comes from dairy products. Then there are many derived uh, curries which use milk cream or similar sorts of gravies that comes from dairy products. So it's like vegetarian food of India would feel incomplete if we take out the dairy products from them.
mm-hmm.
At least in northern India, I can say for sure. In the southern part, there are some cuisines where there's not even milk present in many of the dishes, but usually there is.
Uh-huh. And the climate in northern India is quite cool. Yeah.
The place I come from, which is Himachal Pradesh, it's quite cold, and the terrain I would say is quite close to where we are currently, Bristol. So it's a mountainous region. Not exactly mountainous, the upper area is exactly mountainous, but the lower Himachal is hilly at least, and people like to walk. There are step cropping and other forms of adjustments done to accommodate for the hilly terrain, and there is cold. Most of the places they've experienced cold so severe that the dew, which is in the morning, it gets frozen wherever the dew settles. So it's usually slippery for vehicles. Even it's slippery on grass, and if there's a huge ground, I had a huge ground in front of my house, a bit far. So we used to slide on that frozen dew, and it's quite fun.
Oh.
We like it. So yeah, it becomes fun when we are sliding, but it becomes dangerous when the car in which we are traveling is sliding.
Oh. Oh.
So yeah, it's cold, it's hilly, and the people I would say are decently nice, oddly very nice. Like many people who come to Himachal say that we didn't expect this level of politeness or hospitality.
Oh.
So I would like to think that we are very hospitable people.
Uh-huh. And what are you using in your diet to keep warm when it's cold?
Yeah, we have a lot of things. Like one is hing. I think it's called asafoetida.
Yeah.
That's one thing which keeps us warm. The other one is ginger, and there are many other things. There's something called tasir. Tasir is something what that particular food will have an effect in your body. So there are some foods which create heat in your body or are exothermic in nature. We call them foods of hot tasir or garam tasir. So that's one thing we take care of. And like I said, ginger, then hing or asafoetida, and there are some other things. These have very exothermic nature, so they help you to retain heat in your body.
Uh-huh.
Alcohol is actually one of them, which I personally won't recommend you drinking.
Uh-huh.
But usually that's why most of the cold places, like here as well, and other cold countries, they prefer having alcohol, and you are able to retain a bit of heat and feel less chilled
Uh-huh.
or cold after having some alcohol. See, excess of anything is bad, but if taken in moderate amounts, that actually helps you regulate body temperature. I would like to think you agree.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So these are some things which are exothermic in nature, and if you can include them in your daily foods in moderate amounts, obviously, so they might help you regulate your body temperature.
Uh-huh. They're like tea and coffee. You can put it in.
Yeah, the chai, as I told you, which is one of the favorite drinks of almost every, at least North Indian. So we used to put a lot of ginger in it. So until and unless we can taste the ginger in the first sip, we don't consider it as a ginger tea.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we put a lot of ginger. Then if there are small babies, they are very prone to cold. So we used to put hing or asafoetida paste around their navel,
Uh-huh.
or on the or rub a lotion of that asafoetida on their body to keep it warm.
Why the navel? Why in particular the navel?
I don't know the exact reason, but for some reason, I think the navel is connected to almost all the body, and it's very good to absorb these type of nutrients. Like whenever we have dry lips, or the lips become dry and we have cuts on them in a very dry, cold climate. So it is said that instead of applying the lubricant or oil or ghee, as we call it, on your lips, instead if you put it in your navel, that will act faster. The best is you put it at both places, the lips as well as the navel, but it acts fast through the navel.
Uh-huh.
So the navel has a lot of significance.
Uh-huh.
That's one of the belief which is among some of the cultures is when they are in sun, they try to expose the navel as well, so that you can absorb the maximum sunlight through the navel. So yeah, that's a common belief. Some of the dresses in some of the regions are designed to expose the navel for men as well as women.
Huh. Interesting. What about feet as well? Is that considered a sacred part of the body as well? The feet.
Uh, we definitely touch feet to take blessings from somebody, and it is a popular belief that touching feet of some people, actually every elder or everyone who is in a greater stature than you, or whoever you want to learn something from, touching their feet will allow you to gain more from that person or from that particular degree or something. So it's a kind of getting blessing.
Oh, interesting. What would you say is one of the biggest cultural differences between Indian and, say, European culture?
Actually, yeah, one of the biggest difference which I thought was the unannounced nature of guests, the type of interaction or the type of expectation we have from somebody reaching our doorstep unannounced. Like in India, as I told you in the starting, we have this saying of Atithi Devo Bhava.
Oh.
So, yeah, Atithi Devo Bhava, which literally translates to a person unannounced. So, the unannounced word is important. Most of the messengers, most of the gods and all, they came unannounced as unannounced guests. They were not planned ones. But here around, the people had different type of experiences. The people who came unannounced had bad intentions, I think, which I would like to believe, because there are some series like in the vampire series, the people project it as if somebody you don't invite them in, they can't cause you evil,
Oh.
or whoever comes at your doorstep unannounced is not a very good person. At least that's what I got to know from the TV series or the semi mythological series or
Oh.
the other references I have. I don't know the culture deep enough to understand what was the exact reason, so I won't comment any further. But I think the people around here are less welcome on the unannounced guests.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we'll take a break there. Vicky, please press the on the video.